In the world of technology, the biggest revolutions rarely begin with certainty. They begin with hesitation, with doubt, with someone quietly wondering, what if this goes wrong? Today's story title is The Billion-Dollar Doubt. A few years ago, a decision was about to be made, one that would shape the future of artificial intelligence. $1 billion was on the table, ready to be invested into a bold and uncertain idea, the kind of idea that could either transform the world or burn through money with nothing to show for it. And one of the most experienced minds in technology wasn't convinced. Bill Gates had seen decades of innovation. He had witnessed the rise of personal computers, the birth of the internet, and the transformation of software into a global force. He understood how revolutions looked in their early stages, and this one didn't feel guaranteed. When he looked at the investment in advanced AI, he didn't immediately see success. He saw risk, he saw uncertainty. And in a moment that would later echo through the industry, he warned that the $1 billion being invested might simply disappear, lost in a vision that wasn't ready yet. But the decision went forward anyway. What happened next wasn't immediate. There was no overnight explosion, no sudden moment where everything changed. Instead, it started quietly, gradually, almost unnoticed. Then suddenly, it was everywhere. Artificial intelligence systems began to evolve in ways few had predicted. They weren't just performing calculations anymore. They were writing, speaking, answering questions, and assisting humans in ways that felt almost natural. The shift was subtle at first, but once it reached a tipping point, it became impossible to ignore. That risky investment didn't fail. It became the foundation of something much bigger, and powerful alliance between technology and intelligence that began reshaping industries across the world. But here's the thing, Bill Gates wasn't entirely wrong. He simply saw a different side of the story, one that many were too excited to notice. Because with every powerful innovation comes a deeper question. Not just, what can this do, but what will this change? As AI grew stronger, its impact started reaching into every corner of life. It began influencing how people work, how they learn, how they communicate, and even how they make decisions. Jobs that once required years of training suddenly seemed vulnerable. Skills that defined expertise began to shift. To Gates, this wasn't just another wave of technology. It was something more disruptive, something that could redefine what it means to be productive, to be skilled, and even to be needed. Meanwhile, the rest of the world jumped into the race. Companies began investing billions, then hundreds of billions of dollars into building faster, smarter, more powerful AI systems. Massive data centers were constructed. Entire industries reorganized themselves around this new reality. Some called it the next internet. Others quietly wondered if it might be another bubble waiting to burst. Gates stood somewhere in the middle. He saw the potential, the ability of AI to improve healthcare, education, and global access to knowledge. But he also saw the risks, the imbalance it could create, the jobs it might replace, and the speed at which society would have to adapt. And that's where the real tension lies. Because the future being built isn't just one of convenience, it's one of transformation. Imagine a world where intelligence is no longer rare, where machines can teach, diagnose illnesses, solve problems, and make decisions instantly. A world where human expertise is no longer the only source of knowledge. It sounds powerful, it sounds efficient, but it also raises a question that no one has fully answered yet. If machines can do almost everything, what will humans choose to become? That question lingers at the heart of the AI revolution. The story was never just about a billion-dollar investment. It was about understanding the weight of what was being created, about recognizing that every breakthrough carries consequences, some visible, some hidden. In the end, that moment of doubt wasn't a mistake, it was perspective, because sometimes the people who hesitate the most are the ones who see the farthest ahead. And today, as artificial intelligence continues to evolve, the world stands in a place that feels both exciting and uncertain. The technology is moving forward at incredible speed, but the outcome, that still depends on us. Thank you for watching. Subscribe our channel for more interesting stories.